Evan is with us to start off this hour in Iowa. Hi, Evan. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave and George. It's an honor to speak with you both. Thanks for taking my call, and thanks so much for all you do to help people.
Well, thank you. What's up?
So I, about 2 years ago, started to get after my debt. I started with $85,000 in student loan debt, and right now, today, I'm at $53,000. And so after kind of getting on board, well, definitely getting on board with your principles about 6 months ago, I realized that the mutual fund I have of $20,000 I need to cash out. I cashed out $5,000 of that at the end of this past year, leaving me $15,000 left in that mutual fund. And I was kind of waiting to see to get closer to the end of the student loan pause to take the remainder of that out, but it's starting to dwindle these past couple of weeks with everything that's going on in the world. And so I guess my question is, should I pull it out right now? It's at $13,000, or should I try to see if it's going to go back up and recoup some of that loss? If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I'm in your shoes, there's some things I can control, and one of those things is not the economy and the stock market, but I can control paying down the student loan debt as much as I can right now, and so I'm cashing it out because I just don't know the future.
Okay. Here's the swing, Evan, okay? The likelihood that student loan goes up 10% in just a few months is very low. 10% in a year, maybe. That wouldn't be unusual. Right. But 10% in a couple of months would be highly unusual. 10% of $13,000 is $1,300. We don't have a $1,300 discussion. We have a $53,000 problem. $1,300 one way or the other does not make or break this discussion.
Okay.
So what happens is...
I had the feeling that's what you're going to say.
Yeah, I do this all the time, and that's why I recognize it when other people do it. Here's what we do. We start running math numbers, and we start looking at percentages, and we forget to look and say, okay, there's a $53,000 problem, and I'm over here trying to manipulate $4 somewhere, or $1,300, an insignificant amount of money compared to the size of the problem, in order to somehow get an edge on this problem. Where if I had taken that same level of energy and said, okay, I'm going to cut my budget, I'm going to work 6 jobs, I'm going to not go out to eat, I'm not going on vacation, I'm going to completely focus on this problem, and I'm going to punch this $53,000 in the face so many times that it just falls over dead, then, that's the deal. And so the secret sauce here, Evan, is your commitment and your energy and your visceral response to this debt. That is 95% of your solution. 5% of your solution is math manipulation. And so that's what, I forget that because I'm a math nerd and I'm always going to fix it with math. And most of the time it's not math, it's Dave. He's the problem.
On paper, it looks great, but then life happens. So here's what I'm seeing on paper. If it helps you out, you've already paid off $32,000 in debt.
Yeah.
If you cash out the mutual fund, you're now down to 38.
No. He went from 85 to 53.
So that's about a 32.
Yeah, so he's got. He goes down to 38. I'm sorry. Yeah,
so then he'd go down to 38. Now I can see the light at the end of the tunnel because he goes, I've done this before.
$3,000 a month. You're done in a year.
Boom.
And you start to go, The
momentum is
more important. And then you
start
finding that money. You say, I go get that different thing. I change this around, and that's how it works. So that's the weird thing about personal finance is it's usually not a math problem. It's usually a focus and intentionality problem, a sacrifice problem, a commitment problem. It usually falls in those categories, and that's what changes everything. So that's just a great call, Evan. It's a really, really good question because it exposes the things that most of us do, where we place our energies or we think something's a solution that's not. And so it's like, okay, I'm going to refinance my credit cards from 18 down to 14. Okay, how much do you have in credit card debt? $1,000. You just saved $4.
Sometimes the math helps.
You just changed your life.
Yeah.
It's just you didn't say why did you can't even pay for the stamp to fix this. I mean, you probably wouldn't use a stamp, but oh my gosh, it's just that's wow.
But it's a good point because with the stock market investing, when you're up 5%, 10%, you go, well, I got to keep waiting. And you start to get a little bit greedy. Like you're in Vegas, and you're like, well, I'm up. I'm doing well. Let's keep riding this thing out and see how it goes. But that's not the problem. The problem is you're not making the extra percent. The problem is you're $53,000 in debt, and the payments are eating your life.
Exactly. So you got it, Evan. You got this. And I could tell by talking to you that you got it. And so I predict good things for you.
Call us back with a debt-free screen.
It's coming. It's coming your way. That's very cool. Personal finance is 80% behavior. It's only 20% head knowledge. That means that here's how you become wealthy. It's 80% behavior. It's only 20% head knowledge. The mathematics of becoming a millionaire, 6th grade level. 6th grade level. It's called compound interest. It's not a calculus formula. It's not a trigonometry formula. The Pythagorean theorem is not involved.
What a waste of learning that was.
The twerp in my mirror, however, is the biggest issue. If I can get that boy to behave, he can be skinny and rich.
You'll get there.
We'll get there.
You're 1 for 2. Too soon. You look great.
You're fired, George.
Okay.